This is Arlene and I'm going to show you how to paint some flowers. The first we're going to start with is a rose, so come on down. Some roses that I painted, and what we're going to do is put these on cards. They can be any occasion type cards, and to get started we're going to paint this paper, and then later you will attach it to a card. So therefore you'll have to get your dimensions of what your card is, and then cut this card according to the size so it'll fit nicely. Okay, now what we're going to do here is work with an angle brush. Angle brush is one in which there is a toe, which is the long side, and the back of it, which we'll call the heel. Now, you use water, and we're going to dip it in the water, and then the heel in this color that will be, these colors will be listed. Colors of paint will be listed. And by the way, I use Americana paint. So on the heel of the brush, I put the burgundy. And on the toe of the brush, I'm going to put this cadmium yellow. And I think, well, I'll just get a little more and blend it. See how you blend it on your palette? Then you go, and I always turn this accordingly, just however it feels good. And I put the yellow toward the top, and I just bend those bristles and get a little pressure on it, and see how it turns out? It's a blended color. When I want more paint, I can just go back to where I blended it and get that, and I don't have to go to these puddles. Okay, then I'll go to this one and do the same. Here's the bud. I think I'll just paint this all like this. Now, if I don't think that the colors are what I really want, I can go and paint it again to get more vivid colors. Then you go to your surface, and you want this red color to be on toward the rosebud. The rosebud being what's in the center of this. This is kind of a fantasy rose. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now, if I wasn't happy at this, I'd go back and I'd get a little more of the burgundy, deep burgundy in fact, and put it on, and I'd say, well, I just didn't like that. I think it ought to be darker. So then this time I just put some burgundy on, but I see I better go back and get a little yellow. See, this is just kind of trial and error, and it's supposed to be fun, so we aren't going to worry that much if things don't turn out right. Okay, we finished with that. Now let's do the leaves. The leaves are done with Americana celery green. And all you do is you just simply thin a little bit of the paint down. And you do that by the way we did it is we had some water in our brush and we just pull it out from the puddle. Okay, and you just paint the entire leaf. Nothing magical about that, just paint it with the celery green. Okay, now let's pretend that we have them all painted the celery green, and we're going to go in with this Americana Midnight Black, or excuse me, Midnight Green. I'm going to blend it. Remember how I told you, just blend it on the palette. And I'm going into what I call the base of the leaf, and I'm putting this dark, the dark green. And you finish this the same way. Shut it off. Shut it off. Shut it off.